Jess. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the vlog. I am a mood reader, but I'm not a holiday reader. Until this year, I have decided this year that I am going to try to trick my brain into giving me some desperately needed serotonin by having a week where I just absolutely embrace the holiday season. I'm going to try to have the coziest Christmas week reading Christmas stories. We're just going to relax this week, maybe try to do a little bit of romanticizing my life, and we're just going to embrace the holiday season and try to see if staring at Christmas lights and reading fluffy romance can help my mental health. So welcome to the Christmas vlog. It's gonna be interesting because I've actually never read any Christmas specific books before. I've never read a Christmas romance before, so I genuinely don't know if I'm going to like them. I love Christmas movies and I do enjoy watching really terrible Christmas movies just because of how bad they are. I find them hilarious, but I've never read a Christmas book. So this week we're gonna try two of them. It's actually kind of funny. Both of these books were put on my radar by Kitty from Beauty Kim Cam. I will link her channel. You should go check her out and subscribe because she basically is the reason that this vlog is even happening in the first place. The first book that I'm going to read is a holiday romance. It's called Make You Mine This Christmas. I'm reading the ebook. It was on sale for 99 cents on the Kindle stores. If it sounds good to you, you should see if it's still on sale. But it is a sapphic romance, and if I'm remembering the synopsis correctly, it's basically this girl is fake dating this boy, but then falls in love with his sister. And yeah, sign me up. All I want is to feel butterflies and fluff and happiness. That's all I want. I don't care about smut. I don't care about plot convenience. I don't care. I just want happiness and butterflies. I want to be kicking my feet and smiling. So that's up first. And then I also picked up Kingdom of Sweets, which is a darker Nutcracker retelling. So when I was little, I did 1 year of ballet, and that was it. That was the end of my dancing career. But I was obsessed with the Nutcracker. Obsessed. I couldn't tell you why, but I watched every single Nutcracker holiday special I could. There was 1 year that my mom took me to go see a ballet performance of the Nutcracker. I will literally never forget it. Never. But I loved it. I loved it. It was a childhood obsession of mine. And now there is a dark retelling of the Nutcracker. Sign me up. I'm gonna read it. So those are the plans for this week. I will check in later. Good morning. So I just finished my stream, but I wanted to do a little update because I'm making really good progress in Make You Mine This Christmas. I want to say I'm just over 1/3 of the way through the book now. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It is exactly what I wanted for a Christmas rom-com situation. It definitely is giving Christmas movie vibes. The atmosphere is there. I'm really loving it. It is really just an absolutely fantastic time. Basically, what happened was we follow this main character, Hav, and she gets invited by her roommate, who's like also her best friend, to go to a party, and she doesn't know anyone at the party, but then her friend leaves the party. It's not like her friend abandoned her or anything like that, just like her friend leaves the party and she's like, well, I'm having a good time, so I'm gonna stay. And at the party, she meets this guy, and they're like having like very, very mild flirtation, but like nothing really is going on. But they're joking around a lot. The conversation is really, really cute between the two of them. I really, really like it. And so then they see that there's like this mistletoe hung up as decoration, and they're making jokes about the mistletoe, and they're both a little tipsy, so they decide to kiss under the mistletoe. And it is like the worst kiss that either of them have ever had. But the guy's ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend are also at the party, and they just happen to see them kiss under the mistletoe. So there's kind of like this misunderstanding situation where the ex-girlfriend thinks that this is the guy's new girlfriend, and then because she's drunk, she ends up like texting a group chat which includes the man's father and mother and sister. And so like kind of this whole like misunderstanding happens, but like so many people now think that they are together, and Hav does not have any place to go for Christmas this year because her parents are going on like a cruise, I think, or like a vacation to somewhere warm, just the two of them. And so she's like, well, I don't have anywhere else to go. I guess like I'll come with you and eat a bunch of Christmas food and just like relax with your family. Like, why not, you know? To try and like help him like save face in front of like the ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend. So then after she agrees to go with him, like she goes to the train station, and she has like a little bit of time to kill before he's gonna meet her, and they're gonna take the train to see his family. And at the train station there's a bookstore, and in the bookstore she bumps into this like absolutely gorgeous girl. She's kind of like smitten right away. They have a really cheesy but like also really, really adorable meet cute moment, and I personally ate it up. I thought it was like the absolute perfect level of cute and cheesy for this like Christmas setting. So she meets this girl, doesn't get her name or number, but flirts like crazy. And then obviously that girl is the boy's sister, and she doesn't realize it till they get to his house. I'm like loving this book. It is so fun. And like also there's a Christmas festival, and there's a reindeer named Alan. There's a reindeer named Alan. I love it. I like it, so cute. Obviously, I haven't finished the book, so I don't know if anything's gonna like change as it goes. But I also just like that basically like all the characters, I mean, not every single one, but I would say probably like 80% of the characters are queer in some way. And there's just like queer joy throughout like the whole book. There has not been like a single homophobic or bigoted comment from like any side character at all. Like it's all just pure joy. No one needs homophobia at Christmas. Like, right? Like, we don't need that. So I really like that. The main character is also plus size, and I'm not plus size, so I don't necessarily want to like comment on the representation for that, but it seems to be good. I haven't seen anything that I think was poorly done. I just also am not plus size, so I can't speak from experience. And then in addition to that, the sister is disabled. I am not disabled. Like, I cannot speak from an like personal experience, but it does appear to an able-bodied person from my perspective to be done well. But like, if you want to know more about that, you obviously have to like search out disabled readers' reviews about the subject. But I did want to mention that I don't really have any complaints at the moment. I will say that like there have been a couple of times where the main character's inner monologue is a little too like on the nose or a little too like over the top cringy, which like I expect in like this is like a meant to be like very warm and wholesome, and like you expect a certain amount of cheesiness in something that is like centered around Christmas, because like it's just meant to be like cheesy fun joy. So for the most part, I think it's like hitting like the perfect levels. There just have been like a couple of moments where I've like cringed a little bit, but it all is about like the main character's inner monologue. I think the dialogue between the characters is like fantastic. I'm loving the dialogue, and I also really love how open the main character and the boy that she meets at the party are. They're just so open about the fact that like neither of them is at all attracted to the other, but like at the same time they do feel like they are just naturally meant to be friends. And so like the friendship between the two of them is like very apparent. The two of them have a very high level of platonic chemistry between the two of them, and I really like that. I love seeing friendships play out on page, so that's really, really fun. I did also get like a little bit like kind of not annoyed, but like a little bit eye rolly, because the main character is like clumsy, which is fine, but I think sometimes the clumsiness comes off as like cute and endearing. Like in the meet cute situation with the sister, that was like perfectly done and like textbook like clumsy meet cute, and I loved it. I ate it up. But it's like you don't have to spill every single drink and food item that you come in contact with. Like you don't have to be that clumsy. That does get like a little excessive, but like that's such a nitpicky issue. It really, really does not matter in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, that's what's going on with Make You Mine this Christmas. I probably won't do another update until I finish it, because I've been talking for a while and it's not that long of a book. It's like 350 pages, I think. So yeah, I will check in again when I have finished this little rom-com. Hello, good morning. I'm doing a face mask. I have 8 minutes to give you all an update, and I have a big update. Okay, so I finished Make You Mine this Christmas, and it's so good. It's so excellent. Oh my gosh. If you are looking for a fun, fluffy rom-com that's queer, set at Christmas, will give you like all of the feels and also like all of the holiday vibes, the coziness, the like silliness and the cheesiness that are just like wrapped up in Christmas. This is like the perfect, like I can't recommend it enough. I think it is so good. I don't think I really need to like say any more about like the plot or anything like that. I will say that this is definitely a book that like improves as the story goes on. While there were like a couple moments of like inner monologue at the beginning of the book that had me a little bit cringing, those like were completely gone by the end. By the end, I was like just sitting there smiling. It's so cute. I love it so much. I also love how like there is some like conflict and like a little bit of misunderstanding, and like it's sort of miscommunication, but not really miscommunication. It's more just like misunderstanding and misreading the situation. And I mean, obviously, like, you expect a little bit of conflict, and that's fine. But what I really, really appreciated about it is that, like, throughout the conflict, no characters in the entire book were malicious. None of them were, like, petty or vindictive. So even though there was conflict, I think it was handled really, really well. And it was always coming from, like, a place of love and caring and protection. And I really, really liked that. And then I also did want to mention that this is insta love, but also at the same time, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I, like, literally, this whole story happens in like 8 days, and I want to tell you that I do not care that it's instant love, because it was so cute and well done, and the chemistry is so palpable. It, like, I was eating up the chemistry. It is just like in your face, and it's like one of those moments where you're like, how is everybody in the room not reading this, like, insane amount of chemistry? I think it was so well done. It's a Christmas story. Like, what do you expect? Like, Christmas is a very, like, finite time, you know what I mean? Like, most Christmas movies are about, like, the week before Christmas too, so it kind of just makes sense. What it comes to at the end of the day, I really enjoyed this book. I highly recommend it. If it's what you're looking for, it will absolutely deliver. Now, I also have actually already started Kingdom of Sweets. I'm roughly 150 pages into it. I just finished part 2, and it's good so far. It's real good so far. Kingdom of Sweets is a dark retelling of the Nutcracker, but instead of it just being about Clara, there's actually 2 sisters, and they are twins. Natasha is the other sister, and after the girls were born, Drosselmeyer comes to their christening, and he sort of like blesses and curses them at the same time. He goes to Clara and he blesses her as the light twin, and then he goes to Natasha and curses her as the dark twin. As the girls grow up, this kind of like dictates a lot of how the world treats them and how they are perceived by the world, and also quite a bit of like their personality traits. But part 2, ooh, part 2 is so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so part 2 is like the Nutcracker part, like, you know, the dream sequence, the Rat King, like the Nutcracker Prince, the Sugar Plum Fairy, like all of that is part 2, and it's so good. The atmosphere is just really, really excellent. The snow and the candy and the dark insidiousness of it all, like, it's really, really good. When a book does atmosphere really, really well, it is one of my, like, favorite things personally as a reader. I don't, like, need it, but atmosphere itself, just that can, like, push a book up, like, a full star rating for me. And I just think the atmosphere in that section is so very, very well done. I don't know if it's going to continue throughout the rest of the novel. There is quite a bit of darkness in this story, so I hope that the atmosphere continues, but like I don't know. Obviously, I haven't read it yet, but yeah. So far it's really, really good. I gotta go wash this face mask off. So today actually is my day off. So honestly, I think I'm gonna try and finish Kingdom of Sweets. I've got like 200 pages left. So, you know, it is gonna like take me several hours, but 200 pages is definitely doable in a day. So I'm gonna go wash this face mask off. I'm gonna go read. I think I'm gonna watch a Christmas movie, and I will talk to you later. Guess what? I finished The Kingdom of Sweets. I think my feelings about this book are somewhere between like, I liked it and it's fine. And I think that what it comes down to is that this is not really a book for me. On the surface, it sounded like something that I should really like. And I will say that like the dark elements of this, which at times do border on horror, but I don't think there's enough for this book to be like shelved as horror. Like I would never put this in the horror section, but it does veer that way a little bit. So the Nutcracker parts, love. The darkness, love. The creepiness, love. I love all of that. But I just think that this, at the end of the day, isn't a book for me. This book, I think, is actually for like the sad hot girls. Like genuinely, I think that if you like the sad hot girl books and you also want something that is a dark fantasy, then I think that you will like this. And to be perfectly honest, I don't usually like the sad hot girl books. Once part 2 of this book was over, like the rest of the book just kind of fell a little flat for me. And that's okay. Like not every book is going to be for every person. And I genuinely think that there are people that would like actually love this book. So I think that if it sounds interesting and if you also like sad hot girl books, you could really, really enjoy this. It talks quite a bit about how other people perceive you and how when people have these perceptions of you, how that can influence your own behavior and influence how you judge people and the world as a whole, and how people view you and like the role that they think that you should have, how that dictates their expectations, and then that forms like a chain reaction. I also really like how this book looks at the secret self. That is something that I do find very interesting in a book. It's just that like while this book talks about that, I don't think it interacted fully enough with that theme in order for me to rate this book higher than 3 stars, which is what I'm giving it. Again, I do think it's a good book. I just think that it wasn't for me. I also just wish that this book would have been more about the Nutcracker. And I mean, here's the thing. The darkness is throughout the entire book. And I like the idea of the twist on the Nutcracker that this book provides. I think it is interesting and creative and I really liked it, but I wanted more darkness. I wanted more of the Nutcracker. So yeah, that's where I stand with The Kingdom of Sweets. It is a 3-star for me, but again, I just think that it's a case of like, it's me, it's not the book. I don't think like the book bears any fault for me not loving it. You know, it's not the author's job to write the book that I want. It's my job to find the books that resonate with me that I love. So yes, I'm giving it 3 stars, but if you're still interested, then, you know, pick it up. But yeah, that is the end of this little cozy Christmas week. And you know what? It's been a really, really good week. I can definitely feel myself coming out of this depressive episode that I've been in. Thank goodness. Did reading romance help? Honestly, I think it did. Like, genuinely, I think reading romance helped my mental health. It's been a little over 2 weeks of struggling, and I'm definitely not all the way out of everything yet, but I can feel the fog lifting in my brain, if that makes sense to you. So that brings us to the end of the vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for spending time here with me this week. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I will also be having like my best books of the year and my worst books of the year videos coming out as soon as we get into January. I am one of those people that like I refuse to make my best books of the year list until January 1st just in case. But they are coming, don't worry. I hope that you have an amazing holiday season. Please remember to be safe, be warm, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!